Tonight on our show, we're going to talk about one of the most dangerous conspiracy theories I've ever had the pleasure to find. We'll also be talking about some moths, some other Trump stuff. They're all related so far. A Schwarzenegger movie that I'd never heard of somehow.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk's crazy vision for AI future and how it might actually be about Satanism. Tonight on Content Pending.
I can't wait to hear about the Satan thing.
Oh, it's all put together. It's all intertwined. I mean, Bohemian Grove has nothing on this. Like, I'm telling you. Welcome to the show. I'm Travis.
Hey, I'm Dylan.
ContentPending.com and Content Pending the Show. There's a podcast that takes place at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas, one of our favorite bars with some of our favorite people in the entire world.
Yeah.
We like to look at the funny things that have happened over the week with some drinks and sometimes talk about it with other people. Now, since we restarted from our old show, Drunk Ass Live, and we're moving to the Content Pending, we've just kind of taken some time for just Dylan and myself.
Just us.
Yeah.
Us time.
Yeah, it's our staycation. Stay podcation or whatever. And I think that's a good thing so far.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll have our wonderful knucklehead comedians come on, people from the local areas and greater and beyond. But until we get there, Dylan, what's been up?
The pedal thing and the
Oh yeah, is a
pub crawler again.
Is the lens wide enough to see?
That might get on here in a second. Let's see. Maybe. I'm watching. Maybe not. Maybe it'll go behind your head eventually.
Oh no, the screen's down. Damn it, we're not gonna be able to see it.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh well.
Yeah, what you been up to, man? So, actually,
yeah.
What happened after last week after we recorded?
Oh yeah. Let's just start there. Let's just dive in. Just dive head first. So I had the most difficult time trying to find drunk food that I've ever had in my entire existence.
Yeah.
And for people who listen to the show, like this show, just know about drinking.
Yeah.
Some nights when you get out, you're done, you got to go home. You cannot go home without putting some nasty shit in your mouth. You have to eat.
Yes.
You have to eat. It's
Yes.
like a law.
Yes.
It does make you feel better. Sort of.
Well,
it's better than not having anything in your system at all.
it scratches one of the itches, but it's not
True.
It's not medicine. You know?
True. We were here after the show. We were playing some cards, having some good times, hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
So I left a lot later than usual. So I got back to my house area, and there are only like two places open that near where I live, and one's McDonald's, and that's never going to happen. The closest place other than that was Jack in the Box. I'm like, okay. Even though I'm not a fan of Jack in the Box, they've never done me wrong.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy a burger from there. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's close. Let's do this. But again, this is like after 1 a.m, so it's the only place open in my neighborhood, and so there's a pretty significant line. I'm like, all right, well, this is their price of drunk food.
Yeah.
At least I'm not going 100 miles an hour. I'm in a drive-through. I can't get pulled over for speeding.
So confirm that it happens at least for a little bit while you're not here. That's good. Maybe this story should happen to you more often, so you don't fucking die. Because I'm not worried about a ticket. I'm not worried. I'm going to outrun the cops at that speed.
That's true. Yeah. At the speeds at which I do that stupid stuff, there's death. There's
Yeah.
Although I drive a very safe car, so
Yeah.
I'll probably survive, unfortunately. Anyway, suicidal thoughts aside.
Yeah. Different show.
If you want to help my suicidal tendencies, call 802.
802-359-7468. Get the wait, no. It's not legal advice.
It's just a cry for help.
It's both. It's legal advice and suicide hotline for kids.
These kids. So I'm hunkered into the line. Well, okay, this is going to take a while. That's fine. And I was in the line for like 40 minutes or something like that. And I get up to the Jack to order my food. Mm-hmm. And right as I pull up, the dude on the other end goes, "Sorry, kitchen's closed. We're all out of food." I'm like, this is a 24-hour restaurant. So at this point, I'm like, fuck. Now, I can't get too pissed because the guy's just doing his job. I'm not going to yell at him or anything, but
Of course.
But I've been, sitting in this parking line drive-through thing for, half hour-ish. There are like 5 cars in front of me who are the last people getting food. So I have to wait for all their food to be processed, and I still have to wait in there 10 minutes before I can get out of the line. I can't just pull out or anything. I'm stuck in the thing. Mm-hmm. So this now we're close to about 2:00 in the morning, and like I still have to eat because I have to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So the closest place next to me from there is
You don't get halfway to Mordor and just be like,
yeah. Although I wish they would have done that. But next segment.
Suicide thoughts aside.
No, just anti-Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Talk about Lord of the Rings with you is what I'm saying. It's one of your triggers.
It's the way I would die. Yeah. Force myself to watch it.
Post-token stress disorder.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right, Whataburger's next closest place. It's it's nearish by, but apparently I wasn't the only person who had been the Jack in the Box experience who said, let's go to Whataburger now because it's the only place in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So again, another like 40 minutes in in a drive-through line, just waiting. So I didn't go. So the whole experience took me approximately 2 hours. Like from the time I got to my neighborhood to like, okay, I'm going to get food. By the time I actually got home was like, it was after 3 a.m. Just trying to get a freaking burger.
So what did you get from Whataburger then?
And I recommend this highly. The Monterey Melt.
Okay.
Fucking delicious.
Okay. And worth it.
Absolutely. It was. I actually got 3 of them, not knowing how big they were. But also I would share some of it with my dogs because they've been waiting for me to come home for extra 3 or 4 hours.
Sure. That's nice of you.
Well, and my dogs.
Yeah.
That is like Whataburger.
Right.
Yeah, for them it's like sweet, junk food. So I ordered 3 of them, but I didn't realize they're like each a half-pound burger, like 2 patties. Mm-hmm. The guy's like, "You want 3?" I'm like, "Yes."
I may never eat again.
Maybe he picked up on the fact other people had been through waiting for a while, but I just stretched him to like, "Yes, I want 3 of them. Don't question me.
Good God.
Feed me, goddamn."
So much food.
I did feel a little disturbed after because basically the dogs ate 1 and a half. I basically had 1 and a half, but that's like 3/4 of a pound of meat. So after that, I had meat sweats.
Yes.
But it was still delicious and worth it.
Yeah. Well, of course. Yes.
But I was feeling pretty nauseated after that. Actually.
Oh no! Did it keep you up too?
Oh no.
Okay. Good.
It was just that. I just ate a lot of meat. Oh, okay. This is... ride this out.
Ride it one way or the other, yeah. No, not the way you came.
No, you stay. You stay down. Yeah. No, it was just that meat sweat. You feel heavy and full. Like, okay, that was too much food.
Right.
But it still was a very delicious hamburger. I recommend it highly. Whataburger, you did me right, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Whataburger's a local chain in Texas. I think it's Texas only. Maybe.
There's some in Oklahoma. I think Louisiana.
Yeah, it's taken them. Torchy's is actually moving faster than Whataburger. Whataburger's been around since 1804 or something like that. Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. 802-359-7468.
Fight us.
Seriously.
You will lose.
You will lose. It's consistent and it's home, but no, it's boring. Whatever. Not time for that. So let's get some of the fun stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
So the Moth.
Yeah. I love science.
Yeah.
I love when scientists fuck with people.
This is a great little story because it really is like they found a moth that looks like it's wearing a wig.
Yeah, like a blonde wig.
And it has tiny testicles. Centimeter wide moth. And they call it the Neopulpa neonata. So, oh no, I'm sorry, it's smaller than that one. So, hey, congratulations, neonata. What are they actually want? So they're calling it the Neopulpa Donald Trumpy.
Because it's a wigged moth.
Because a wigged with
really small penis.
Really small. So small. And it's like, aside from just the regular pettiness of it, which is fine. And I'm like, I'm ready to just dive into the pettiness about Donald Trump. I'm ready for it. There's only so much. I will be a conscientious. I'll use diplomacy on Facebook for some fucking reason still. I will still do that with humans. I will still try my best to try to figure out what people are maybe misunderstanding or what I'm misunderstanding. But when it comes to stuff this petty, I'm like, yeah, give it to me, Neopulpa Donald Trumpy. Because it's scientific now. It means it's in a book somewhere. And like you were saying off air, as long as the history or the science books still continue to be printed,
yeah, for years to come.
For years to come, we will have that in some
a
book
tiny
somewhere,
penis moth will be part of botanists' lives everywhere.
You think Trump knows about this?
No, because it involves science and it involves science and books. So no, he does not know about it.
Man. No, that's a wonderful little story.
It was very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's got to be some blowback on it. I'm sure, but like, I mean, if you're also just discovering moths, like, who's taking you that seriously? I mean, no offense to you, moth fans or whatever.
That's a good point. When you've made the career choice to study insects as your life choice,
Yeah,
and specify in flying insects and whatever moths are.
I was just saying, like, specifically moths and butterflies. I guess they're like the same species.
Yeah,
but what? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a moth man.
Yeah, hey, who is? But
I like He-Man characters, but I have a lisp. I'm no moth man.
But yeah, when you specify your career to that degree of something so unusual and something that no one cares about,
Yeah.
I respect that you love science that much that you would do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad people still do that.
And you leave your mark somewhere or the other.
Well, yeah, by naming small penis moths after Donald Trump. It's all they've got.
Man, what a world. Living in such a fucking strange place. So weird.
Yeah.
Let's take our first break and we'll come back
All
and
right.
we'll keep on on with that.
Keeping on.
Bye.
If you can plant a flag, you can dominate a species.
Yeah. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is segment 2 of Content Pending, the show, which you can find on contentpending.com, where all your content pending needs. So, I'm still Travis.
I'm still Dylan.
And we're still a podcast.
Yeah.
So, until we get into the super nitty-gritty stuff, if you like conspiracy theories, you're going to have to wait. I know. I don't mean to tease that much, but I'm getting more excited about it because I also don't know enough about it, no matter how many. I've spent many hours, dozens of hours trying to figure this thing out. Not only just to debunk it, but also, like, what the hell they're trying to say. I mean, I understand it enough to give you, like, a good rundown.
Yeah,
but even videos that are trying to give a rundown of the thing take 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
You have my curiosity is piqued.
It's coming. But
Yeah.
this segment, I want to talk about something we just talked about off air, actually. This article is great. Elon Musk's billion-dollar crusade to stop the AI apocalypse.
Yeah, I've not seen this.
So Elon Musk is not he's not alone in this, but he's one of our super smart guys. Elon Musk, who runs Tesla, the Boring Company, who made the flamethrower, SpaceX, of course,
Hyperloop,
and he's in the Hyperloop, which would be fucking incredible if we ever make it. Elon Musk is this really smart and very, very awkward human being, and he has some really interesting ideas on what the future is going to look like. He might be a Satanist. That's for the third segment. Anyway, that's a little hint.
Put that in the back burner. Satanism.
So he's not alone when it comes to these people who have this media attention of worrying about what AI is going to look like in the future.
Yeah,
we were all kind of nervous about it. Hawking was he was a big proponent of paying attention to what's going to happen and how dangerous it can be.
Yeah.
Basically, anybody who has any kind of intelligence on it, because especially I'm thinking about driverless cars, something as simple as driverless cars. That driverless car is taught do not hurt humans. In some sense, that driverless car might think protect humans. And if you were about to smash into 3 people and kill 3 people to save its driver, how is it going to decide? Now, they have reasons, they have ways of fixing that now, so that was the biggest concern.
I hope so, because HAL 9000 did not handle that well at all.
No, at all. And that's like, it's the Matrix theory, the whole idea is that eventually, and I think Elon Musk's actual quote, let's see if I can find it real quick. I think it was something along the lines of that AI will create a non-benevolent dictator.
Thank you, Tim.
Upon which we'll never be able to stop, or something, something nuts like this. So this idea is that Elon Musk is starting to work on how to get human brains to communicate directly to computing. AIs most specifically, but computing in general. And it's not something that he's not the first one to try it.
Yeah.
He might be one of the first to be that successful because how the hell does he keep doing it and how many souls has he sold?
Satan.
Yes. Satan. No. The concept is nutso to me. So on the first page, that's what he's trying to do. But he's not doing it specifically so we can have, not for more efficiency or to log into Twitter faster or any of those kinds of things. It's not to make our lives more effective. It's literally to immunize AI so they don't think that we're a threat. The theory is that AI will never truly know who the hell we are unless we are able to be around them or socialize with them well enough. And so the idea is if we can get our brains into them and AI can spend enough time seeing what humans actually do instead of just like seeing what they do, being around them, that they will hopefully and eventually realize that we're not a threat and we can all get along somehow. I've been comparing it to making an AI Facebook and then inviting humans to comment on them. But that is probably what's going to happen, because that's scary, because that's Facebook. We're hoping to bring all these people together, and it's like, no, too many people are together. This is why we have conspiracy theories. This is the reason why we have so many fights. Like, eventually, some people should not talk to each other.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Anonymously. I'm going to make sure that's clear. Anonymously, we should talk to each other face to face, because there is always the threat of someone punching you, and you just don't want to call them nasty words if you can't hit them. And
or fear of being hit yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on this?
I've always been of the opinion that I have two opinions on the idea of the concept of AI. I honestly do believe in a Matrix-like idea that we would be used as fuel of some kind.
Right.
Not obviously it's energy, because human bodies don't produce enough energy.
Mm-hmm.
That part's stupid.
Absolutely not.
But computing power, because human brain, even now, I think the most recent thing I saw on the idea of how much computing power a single human brain has is like more than all the computers that exist currently at our best estimate.
Of course, yeah.
So
fan theories of the Matrix actually say that it makes more sense, and it's probably what the robots were doing, was using a computer power, because they are also computers, but if each fucking human is actually running the Matrix... Yeah.
So so obviously the human brain has a capacity of processing that is... We're still trying to understand how powerful it is.
Right.
So I could believe that AI using that to, at server farms or Bitcoin mining, whatever they want to use this for.
Sure, yeah. Whoa, talk about dystopia. We've become the thing that we lusted after so bad.
The second part of that is I've always been kind of a fan of I think AI needs humans, because we are the fuel, not in to get different capacity of fuel. We are the thing that's unpredictable and creative in ways that computers cannot be creative.
Right.
So, for example, I joke about the Google becoming self-aware and taking over, but Google needs humans to enter stuff into it so it can catalog and have knowledge.
Right.
It needs humanity to feed it, basically.
Right. Full autonomy is almost impossible. It can get to the point where it can evolve to the point that we are now.
I think that long term, maybe eventually an AI could get to a point where it could become self-aware.
Yeah.
But it would require the capacity of being able to compute in the same way one human brain can.
Exactly.
Which we know is not possible yet.
Yeah, not yet.
And also, there's just still a matter of humanity. For however bad we are, a lot of things, we're creative. And at the end of the day, AI is still ones and zeros and yeses and nos. And you can have algorithms that are predictive and heuristic as far as what they're trying to look at and understand, but they can't make things themselves.
Right.
Yet.
Right. Yes.
Or they can make things, but they're not making things that are genuine. They're making things of...
They can replicate. Exactly. Yeah.
So I think we're okay for now. Mm-hmm. But that said, I do believe there's enough automated processes that AI could take over that would become a threat for a lot of things in everyday society.
For sure.
Definitely, jobs and lots of areas that AI could become problematic.
Well, and I think the scarier one is...
I think that's what Stephen Hawking was kind of focused on, as far as it can overtake your need to exist, basically, as far as, if I don't have to think about doing my work, I have a computer do it for me, why be a human anymore?
Right.
Because I don't have to.
It's a slippery slope of any kind of automation, yeah. Or, they said the same thing about calculators, I guess. That was always really funny, too, because I'm sure when you were growing up, if you ever wanted to use a calculator for a test, they're like, well, you're not going to have a calculator with you all the time. Fucking phones. That's like that's the first app that's installed every goddamn time. That and a clock.
Yeah.
But I was having a conversation with a mutual friend of ours, and we started talking about AI, and we started talking about what the next level of warfare is going to look like. What's the next big arms race? And the next big arms race is going to be autonomous arms. Gunships that can pick its targets effectively and be smart enough to do that and not just kill everybody.
Wasn't that the whole plot of War Games?
Yeah, basically, yeah. These are individual members, and the theory is that we don't want to have any kind of human casualties at all behind the gun. Not in front of the gun. In front of the gun, yes. Eventually, they'd want just robots to fight it out. But I don't understand that at all, because that in-game doesn't make any sense, because it's like, oh, we ran out of robots, so we lost. It's like, you still just only have fucking robots. They're not, like, planting flags. I mean, well, a robot can plant a flag, I'm sure.
that does determine that's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
That if you can plant a flag, you can dominate a species.
Yeah. Everyone knows.
Or a culture or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's like
Eddie Izzard taught us well. Is my point.
The key to autonomous warfare, though, is, and the reason why it's scary is because the United States is really fucking far behind in it. And I do with very little research. I blame the left for this.
Yeah.
But only because there's like this concern, the concern of war, and not recognizing that war is just going to be kind of part of our lives. I don't want it to be. Trying to pull out of something that we shouldn't be in is a different argument than should we be in the first place, because we have to at some point. And the concern of like, well, what do we do? Let's try to take all the money away from war. Like, there's a huge component there. Like, we do need to spend money, not as much money as we spend now, but maybe we should be spending that money a little bit more effectively instead of just giving fucking blowbacks to our buddies because they
that's right.
built a plane.
That's
that
the only way I would push back on
work.
Is it a left or right thing? I think the right has been much more pro-military industrial complex. That Bill Maher has for years said the largest socialist jobs program is the defense budget, because most of those jobs are not necessary, for one.
Yeah.
And then horribly mismanaged as far as money and resources and time.
Right.
We have people in the Pentagon saying we don't need 40 more tanks. But some guy from Newark says, "Well, I have a tank factory, and if you want my vote, sir, I'm going to get 40 more tanks." It's like Pentagon's going, "We don't need them."
Right.
You end up with $500 hammers and that kind of shit because people go off the edge.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I should have said...
War is necessary.
I shouldn't have said...
to a degree.
I shouldn't have just said left. I should have qualified the left voters. Not the left politicians. Because the left politicians are...
That I will get, yeah.
The left and right, both the heads of state probably also just want to give the kickbacks and get some extra tanks or whatever.
It's a horribly corrupt system all over, on both sides.
All over the place.
On both sides.
But it's not like the storm.
Bum, bum.
I'm going to take a break because this next segment's going to take probably a little bit longer for me to wrap my head. But let's take a break and let's come back and let's talk about
the storm.
The storm.
Oh man, I'm intrigued.
Bye-bye. It's just so much, guys. I get excited. Welcome back to the show.
Ooh, the storm.
I'm Travis.
I think you just scared the Don's cat.
I bring thunder. Do you like thunder? Did you bring enough for everybody?
Do you have a flag?
Do you have a flag? So it's going to be really difficult for me to properly explain all of the nuance in this thing. It's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory that it's rising up the ranks. There's lots of people, hundreds of thousands of views at least on multiple videos that I tried to watch through. And it's one of the most miraculous little conspiracy theories that I've ever seen, because it's not because it's just gaining traction, but it's also scary. And it might be one of the worst. It's worse. I know for a fact it's worse than trying to believe that 9/11 was an inside job. It's far worse than believing that there's a Stargate in Iraq. It's a thing. Go look it up.
Oh, that's true, though.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, why spend the time on it?
That's why you make 20 years of documentary films, to hide the fact that it's really there.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
That's just conspiracy 101.
That's why the Matrix was here, because we are in a simulation.
So what is this thing that you're talking about?
So I'm going to give you the background of where the information came from. And it's going to be weird. So, okay, last year in October 2017, the 4chan board. And 4chan is an English-speaking image board, very similar to, I think it was originally 2chan, which is a Japanese version of the same thing. It started off as like a place for people who want to remain anonymous to have conversations about like anime and pop culture and things, and it just kept growing because anonymity is really important to people who want to have varying degrees of opinions. I remember one time, and it was one of the scarier times, that I realized how strong 4chan could be. This is not a preface to believing any of this conspiracy theory shit. Many years ago, a person posted a picture of her and her dog and admitted that she and her dog had sexual relations. Anonymously. Mm-hmm. Her name's not there. It's just a picture of her and her dog. I think even her face was blurred out. 4chan found all of her information, got the dog taken away from her, got her parents involved, got her kicked out of school, and like within days or something. 4chan's scary. I don't know how they were able to do this exactly. Scary.
But they're big into doxing and exposing.
Yes. The idea of doxing, which is I can't remember what that initialism means or whatever, but it's like literally taking and finding people's information, making it public, exposing people. Not always to the best results, because sometimes you just shouldn't. That's a different conversation. Anyway, so they're known for doing this. In October of 2017, a man who was known as Q, because he said he had Q-level security clearance, started to,
Is that a thing?
I don't know, started to provide these incredibly cryptic, like almost poetic stylings of just random amounts of information that were supposed to make people interested. And it sure as fuck did make people fucking interested. Q decided that it was time for the storm. And it was basically explaining that eventually what's going to happen is the dumbest thing in the entire world. My fellow Americans, over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we're taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of Shining Light. On POTUS's order, we have initiated certain fail-safes that shall safeguard the public from the primary fallout, which is slated to occur 11/3 of 2017. Confirmation to the public is what is occurring and will be revealed and will not be openly accepted. This is the most information that's come out in one direction. And literally based on a bunch of cryptic shit, all about how Soros, Obama, and Bill and Hillary Clinton. Okay, it's okay. It's just so much, guys. I get excited. It's the extension of Pizzagate, but that Trump is the benefactor. That Trump only colluded with the Russians to get Mueller involved so he can work with Mueller to finally take down those people who were actually colluding with the Russians in order to stop the child porn rings.
That's just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
All through cryptic bullshit. The amount of cryptic, and I was trying to find more examples of it, like to actually read out what's going on here. Okay, here's one. Blunt and direct time incidents. Adam Schiff is a traitor to our country, period. Leaker. Nat Sec, period. Evil, period. TikTok, period. Hope the 7.8 mil was worth it, period. Enjoy the show, period. Q.
Actually, half those are tweets from Trump. No, I'm not joking. Trump has literally tweeted some of those things directly.
Before the attack is what this is called. False flags, period. POTUS 100% insulated, period. Expect fireworks, period. Justice, period. Q. And the final one, do you believe in coincidences? Question mark. Blunt and direct time, in quotes. BDT, period. Think currency. Think fireworks. Thwarted. Message delivered. These people are sick.
Yeah.
So the first thing I read out was blunt and direct time, which is BDT. This was before an attack, before a bombing in New York from a man who was Bangladeshi, and their currency is BDT. This is how they think they figured it out. This is literally the kinds of fucking crazy insanity that gets mixed all together to believe. You know, it's about the Jews. That's really what it all leads down to. It leads down to a Zionist plot. The old Zionist.
Hey, you're just saying that because Passover ends in about 3 hours.
Well, it ends for all of us, I guess, or whatever.
It's sundown. Yeah.
It is such an amazing, insane amount of mental gymnastics. And people are following into it, and it's wound up being so incredibly complicated that it's hard for people like me to debunk it directly. It's like kudzu. It's like it's just spreading. It's like it's spreading so fast I can't fucking do anything. And you know what they did in Japan is they started eating it. That's the only thing. They can't really keep it down.
They send it all to Atlanta.
Well, sure, and they eat it there too. It's actually quite nice. Whatever. But it's blooming so fast, and it's so hard because that's the reason why I'm so adamant about being the most dangerous one, because the actual data that they're receiving from this Q fella, who they say was he was taking pictures of outside of his plane, and he was flying from one place to the other or whatever, and he was saying that he was on Air Force One. So I watched one of the videos, and they're saying they're saying, well, he was on Air Force One according to this, and also there's a picture of everyone at Air Force One giving thumbs up in a Q shape. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Giving thumbs up in a Q shape. And the JPEG that was shared actually started with do it Q, DOITQ, and then some random numbers, and then Q again at the end. But they mentioned like do it Q being very important, and like that freaked me out for a second. And it's like, but I'm just watching this on YouTube. That might not even be fucking real. What? Why is? We're all gonna die. There is no God. Our government is stupid. And this literally is the idea that Trump is some super goddamn genius, the smartest person in the entire world, who's only used it for business and failed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
In order to...
The man managed to own a casino that didn't make money. The most profitable business model in existence.
This...
You give me money, I give you nothing.
This conspiracy theory literally brings Anthony Weiner into it somehow.
Oh, good God.
Like as some kind of what they believe is an effective amount of proof of the democratic need for diddling children.
God.
It's just fucking amazing, and it always comes back to Soros. Like, there's probably worse people in the world. Like, I don't know why everyone's just.
Well, I guess because he's the poster child for the quote unquote liberal billionaire.
Yeah, who just gives his money away, and they're like, oh, why do you give all his money away? It's like.
Because he has a shitload of it.
He has a shitload of it. I mean, same thing with fucking Bill Gates. Okay, so the reason why I know about any of this is because Roseanne Barr tweeted about this.
Now that makes things interesting.
Hannity, hashtag QAnon. Q.
Really Hannity got on this?
Uh-huh.
That means, Jesus.
Alex Jones has been talking about it for a bit. A brilliant Alabama election fraud sting. Did Trump and Sessions just set a magnificent trap for Soros and the lying, thieving Dems in the Al election?
Wow.
Was impossible. Anomalous.
So
Atlanta airport power and cell outage, incredibly both a precursor to Q's 10 days of darkness, or a Q-type extraction of a high value. 10 days of darkness.
So the end game is to
disrupt us.
Get Hillary finally?
Well, I think Q's end game is to basically jerk off at all this because he's fooling a bunch of fucking morons.
Oh, yeah, because it's not hard to do.
Like in this thread, seriously, like so, LARP. The term LARP, only for a preface, the term LARP means live action.
I actually know what that means.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yay! All right. Keeping in mind what the word LARP means, also keeping in the mind of crisis actors, this person tweeted, if QAnon, hashtag QAnon is a LARP, it's the most elaborate in history and now involves admins and board owners of 8. The greatest geopolitical events since World War II are being live blogged by an insider. What a timeline. The most elaborate in history. I watched the fucking Vice. I don't know if you saw this. I watched a Vice video of these two fucking assholes who were in. God, crap! I forgot it again. The name, the church. There was a shooting in a church. It was a white town. There was a shooting in a church. The pastor of the church lost his 13-year-old daughter in the shooting, and these two assholes. I think they're a married couple. Are literally waiting for the pastor to show up so they can. They want to attack him for being a government agent. And they are offering people $100,000 to prove that any of those people died. And won't just accept pictures. They want to see death certificates, and they say they don't exist, but you can find the fucking death certificate. But if you give us the death certificate, they'll say it's not real. So it's forged.
So what would satiate
a dead body.
Them? Like actually going to exhume a corpse would satiate them?
Yes.
And then they'd probably say, well, how do we know that it's her?
Exactly. There's no stopping it.
Yeah, how do you know you didn't find some other corpse from that hooker you killed last night?
Sutherland Springs.
Oh, good God!
Right. And again, I mentioned this. I mentioned this on earlier episodes.
People are dumb.
I mentioned this in earlier episodes of this show, as well as episodes of Drunkcast Live at drunkcastlive.com. If you want to check it out. If you are wrong by a fraction of a percentile, if you are wrong by one person, you're an asshole. If you're looking at a pastor of a church. And they're saying, like, the pastor did not exist in that town before the shooting. That's how fucking crazy they're getting.
So the church was, built overnight by George Soros?
No, like, the church existed, but they replaced the pastor or whatever. And his kid never existed.
Man.
For a fucking fraction of a second, though. You were literally throwing 802-359-7468 if you want to talk about this all. You were literally throwing everything that is your own personal morals, your morality, your humanity at this one gambit that every time there's a shooting, or at least in this one specific time, like that many fucking geniuses get together and keep their lips zipped about it? Fuck you. All just in the chance that a little girl did not fucking get shot in the face. That's Sutherland Springs. 27
Actually,
deaths.
that almost makes the idea that we are living in a matrix real, because I can imagine an AI without having any real creativity just throwing random things and saying, oh, it's a pastor who isn't real.
It's testing maybe or something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like once in a while these people get this like beta or alpha versions of the software and they have to test it up and like just, well, I guess I have to go talk to this pastor because I don't believe in this for some reason.
Yeah, see, that actually makes sense. This is a weird subroutine kind of going off on a little tangent. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why people have said that Florida is a testing ground for the for our matrix or whatever. It's the reason why everything fucking stupid happens there.
Florida.
It's the beta testing area for
I lived there.
for devs.
Yeah, it's a special place. It's definitely it's unique.
Every conspiracy theory boils down to the one very basic idea is that if it's a basic idea, it's not real. If it's the opposite of Occam's razor. Every fucking time. Always the opposite of Occam's razor. You cannot have a very simple thing like George Soros finally decides he wants to donate his money. You can't have a simple thing like Trump is an idiot. We can't say that, I guess. Like that's essentially what these theories are.
No, he's just fooling us all.
Right.
Yeah.
With the most elaborate fucking stuff in the entire world,
Yeah.
specifically. Because again, the part of the theory is that he only got himself in trouble with Russia so he can team up with Mueller in order to take down who actually did it in secret. The reason why these messages from Q
my
are cryptic
God.
is because they can't be obvious
Mm-hmm.
because they'll get in trouble for it. It's like, all right, but you're also talking about... So, okay, are the people they're trying to fight, are they as smart as Trump is? Is he so smart that they can't figure out your shit? Because these fucking idiots on the internet think they have. Are they smarter than fucking Obama and his cabal of the dark web of Satan or whatever shit? Are they?
And then how
'Cause
many
if
of them?
they're not... They're,
Well, some of them have to be plants to fight back.
right. But like, it's easier to believe the Q's on their side. My favorite video, like my favorite video in all of this was that this entire thing is actually a Zionist plot. Q is actually a Zionist shill. And like,
Yeah.
fucking full circle, guys. It's amazing.
There it is.
Like,
There it is.
come all the way back. And
Always
instead of
in-
just believing maybe
Yeah.
Obama was a pretty okay guy, and he was just as addicted to the military industrial complex as Trump will be, or as every president ever will be.
Yeah. So, obviously,
I'll answer your question.
we're at the end, I think, of our time on this one. But the one thing I want to throw out there for our
4.5
listeners and viewers, and you apparently had found a lot of videos on this. So we'll put a few links to this so you guys can go explore this yourselves.
Absolutely. If you want to, I mean, go be your own fucking person if you want. Go to reddit.com/Great Awakening.
Is that what this is called?
That's what it's called The Storm.
The storm.
Oh, I forgot to even loop that back in. You know why it's called The Storm?
No.
Remember Kofefe?
Yeah.
Remember the next day when he said the storm's coming? That's what this is about.
Oh, no.
It is literally trying to fix that and to believe that he had some plan. It's the reason why he made that title. If you are somehow involved in the storm, I do want to hear from you. 802-359-7468 or questions@contentpenny.com. I want you to think about one thing though and try to help me answer the one question though. How is posting on a public forum in cryptic things that normal 4chaners can fucking figure out, normal Anon can figure out, how is that protecting Q and his very special information? Like, I don't mean that shitty, I mean, like, literally, that does not make sense. You would not do that. You don't need a complex web or a beehive or whatever of people, of like-minded people trying to put all this stuff together. Why didn't WikiLeaks do that? WikiLeaks just put stuff out, but if they didn't want to get caught, they could just go to fucking 4chan and write some fucking really bad slam poetry.
No, they had Guccifer for that. So.
They what?
They had Guccifer 2.0 for that.
I don't know what that reference is.
Oh, you don't? Oh, no, that's how Podesta stuff got leaked. WikiLeaks apparently not completely proven or proven closely, but as part of the whole Mueller thing, WikiLeaks worked with Gunther 2.0, who was a known Russian hacker disseminator of information that actually put the Podesta emails into the... Gunther hacked the DNC.
Okay.
And
okay,
WikiLeaks worked with them to get it to Trump people.
Okay.
So one of those is Q, apparently. Or not.
Maybe or not. Yeah. G's and Q's, man.
It's all about Benghazi, basically.
It's basically all about Benghazi.
Still about Benghazi.
It's about one bad tweet, Benghazi, Pizzagate. Pizza fucking gate. If you don't know what Pizzagate is, go look up Pizzagate because that's fucking hilarious too. Because it's like,
hilarious is not the word I would use for that.
I mean,
hilarious for people fell for it, yeah, but it ended poorly.
We are on a rock, hurtling through space, a round rock, a spherical fucking rock, hurtling through space at ungodly speeds.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in any of that so far, bees are not. If a bee gets in your car and you start driving, the bee doesn't go flying out the back of the window. It drives with you because of potential mass in physics. That's the reason why we can. But we're on a rock, flying through space. There is nothing. No one is behind the helm. We are lucky to be alive to even have podcasts or even have thoughts about these things.
That's true.
Conspiracy theories. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No one's in control. I mean. There's definitely real conspiracy. There's definitely people who have their hands in things. There's definitely people who shake hands with money in them. We have proof of those things, but it doesn't have to be as nuts as a Stargate in Iraq. Doesn't have to be that crazy. It could just be we want their fucking oil. It doesn't have to be Doesn't have to be nuts, guys.
I just love it. Off air, you tried to tell me how this all came together. And I think the punchline for this entire segment is that you basically said you watched a bunch of videos, and at the average, they each took like 20 minutes to explain what their even basic premise was.
Even the debunkers, yeah. The basic premise was 20 to 30 minutes. The debunkers were like, and there was very few of them.
So we've only scratched the surface,
Only scratched the fucking surface. And again, because it's so complex, it's like, I think people just hope that'll go away, just like kudzu.
Well, I've never even heard of this until today. So
yeah, Roseanne Barr apparently. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the storm. That's the storm.
All right. I prefer the quiet storm.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Let's
take a break. We'll come back and round this out. Bye bye. For some reason, Photoshop like broccoli. Welcome to the show, everybody. Segment 4, content pending. I'm still Travis.
I'm still Dylan.
Now, this is probably. I've been looking at the QAnon thing. I've been looking at the hashtags because there was a fire at Trump Tower. One person was killed in a 4-alarm fire. Did I say 4 or 3?
You said 4. Yeah, this is while we're on the air. So.
Four firemen were unfortunately hurt in this. 1 person died, which is also unfortunate. I'm not saying that, but it's like I don't know how that was caused, but this. So, of course, I went to Twitter to see what they were saying that was related to this, and apparently it's saying that the swamp is so nervous that they're just going to set, like, really small fires in one Trump building. And also Ivanka and Jared, I guess they had a problem with their helicopter. One of the engines went out or something.
So there are people out there saying this is deep state conspiracy
to... it's time to take it out.
Wow.
Of course, when I get down to the nitty-gritty of Twitter and look at the Twitter comments and stuff, talking about Jay-Z... which is still hashtag QAnon. I don't know why. They're just using it for anything that's like Republican.
Well, Jay-Z just did the Letterman show. Like, just came out yesterday.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So he's trending right now.
It was trending, yeah. But
and he was talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah. We'll talk about Donald Trump, too, but, like, using QAnon, which is not even related to Trump and Jay-Z, like, gets all the way down to 2 pictures of the Obamas, for some reason, Photoshop like broccoli. And this is the worst political portmanteau, or like, got him, hashtag O'Broccolis.
What?
I mean, maybe it's maybe this guy's really smart and it's a really complicated dig at them or whatever, but like, I always wonder if there's like people out there who like do the Obama thing for the first time. They pin Obama, they write it down, they then like point at it and like high five themselves and say, "Got him," you know.
I'm sure that's
this is going
happened.
to take him down. Hillary, didn't see that coming, did you? Like, it's amazing. People are amazing. Humans are dangerous.
So I think at the end of the show, after we've been talking for a little while on and off air, I think I've come to believe that I might be part of the deep state. Honestly, at this point,
I mean, what? Me too.
I've been
maybe.
co-opted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so deep.
You're the truth right here.
Yeah. Sleeper cells. 'cause
Or
it's so
am
deep.
I?
Or am I? We got some shots in front of us.
Yeah, we do.
Let's go and take a cheers
Yes.
to this episode. Thank you for listening to it so far. Hope you held on through the storm, like Lieutenant Dan.
Or Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this episode's called "The Stormy?"
Okay.
Question mark.
I think I tried that once, but I sprained something.
Name your sex tape.
Hey, thank you.
Still flattering, yeah.
Yeah.
What was something that we missed that you wanted to talk about?
Killing Gunther.
Oh yeah,
I gotta drop that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a new movie. It's on Amazon Prime Video right now. Taron Killam, SNL, and interestingly enough, he was also on Mad TV as a character actor. So
Terry Killiam?
Taron Killam, yeah, he might be one of the only people who's done both shows. So. Ombuds me on that one. No, actually, I don't know, but he's rare that he did both. Anyway, so he left SNL and he did this movie, Killing Gunther. It's a mockumentary about assassins trying to kill the best assassin in the world, Gunther.
Yeah.
Who's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a comedy of errors of assassins as they're trying to kill the greatest assassin. They get killed or knocked off or blow themselves up, that kind of shit.
Sure.
But the best part, the absolute best part that I love is what I had to point out to you, is the ending credits is, spoiler story, whatever, it ends with Schwarzenegger in a new character as a country western singer.
Because he's amazing, like...
Oh, this is actually, he fakes his own death.
Well, I was going to try to stay away from the spoilers.
A couple
just in
times.
case, but
So.
okay, sure. Okay, a couple times.
And at least one of them, he ends up as a country western singer.
Sure.
And the ending credits of this movie are literally Schwarzenegger singing Earthquake Love. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to tell you, here we go. Rockin' body, pretty face, attitude bigger than the San Andres. It's troubling when she's rumbling, so give a wide berth. Can't help but love her, she's the salt of the earth. Now I wasn't expecting a full-fledged passion assault. Yeah, and it's all her fault. When she's around, I can't help myself but to hold on tight to her continental shell. Felt like dancing, so I asked her who knew I was flirting with the natural.
Oh.
It's just the most amazing thing because the lyrics are silly.
It is so amazing.
And this was like this weird, indie movie from an SNL guy under the radar.
Yeah, no, Bobby Moynihan's in it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's I was looking at the cast. It's Kobe Smulders, who was, she was the...
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and also How I Met Your Mother,
Avengers and
Taron Killam, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bobby Moynihan, Harris Simone. I don't really know the rest of them, but like I saw Bobby Moynihan, I was like, good on him.
Yeah.
I like it when he does things.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to do more things. So we're definitely going to share that with everybody. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like they say that to the very end. Like, really, it's the end credits. And most people would probably not even watch. But holy crap, this is amazing. And for a person of Schwarzenegger's caliber of celebrity.
Yes. Yeah.
To at this late stage in his career, he's 70 or whatever now. And actually, wishing him a speedy recovery. He had heart surgery. So.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Cheers, Gunther. But for a guy of this level of fame and fortune and success, to just do something so stupid and weird and silly.
Yeah.
That's a throwaway thing in a small pissant movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't be more proud of him for doing that. That's I love
wonderful.
when actors reach that level where they become self-deprecating and fuck it, I don't care.
They're not nervous about it anymore. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually he's a very active member on r/fitness on Reddit.
Yeah.
And he makes sure that he's always available to give advice.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg's all over Reddit too. He's basically the mayor of Reddit. But Schwarzenegger is really good because of the level of advice he gives is always very clear, and he keeps his head clear too. And there was at least one situation where someone was completely out of line, and he like it was his thread, so he could have deleted the comment. But the way he responded to the guy was so kind-hearted and very, very assertive. Basically saying, this is very offensive. The thing that you said is very offensive, but I'm going to leave it up because I want you to know that I had the option to take it away, and I want you to remember this because I want you to read again later on, and I want you to see when you grow and be a better person what you said and what was so offensive because this is a learning opportunity for you. And like it's wonderful. I mean, aside from the fact that
no wonder he was governor.
Right. I mean, it's a bummer that there's some older stuff in his past, problematic, whatever. But
he's still a cultural icon, regardless.
Of course. And it is amazing that he can step down and like do something like that.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before. One of the things that I fucking absolutely goddamn adore. Last Man on Earth is their cameos.
Yeah.
Because like Martin Short only showing up for 2 lines just to get killed. Is one of the best things, and like Martin Short and Will Ferrell, fucking what's his face from Mad Men,
John Hamm.
Oh,
nice.
You made it past that point.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
No.
John.
Oh, that's right. He was the.
He was one of the scientists of hazmat suits or whatever.
Yes.
Ah, damn, it's so wonderful. There's no reason to do it. There's no reason, especially for Martin Short, But you get to a certain point, it's like, yeah, well, why not? And there was who was it? There was a really famous cameo. Character who really didn't say very much. I have to look it up because if I try to remember it right now, it's going to be boring to look at or whatever. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. I want to see that because that's totally my jam.
It's also a fun movie.
It's a documentary about a bunch of super spies trying to kill the greatest spy.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh God, that's wonderful.
And the closest parallel was Operation Endgame.
Operation Endgame,
which is a movie we both love. That's again under the radar sleeper. Rob Corddry, Adam Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the full list because the actual
the cast is amazing.
Cast is amazing.
Zach Galifianakis is in there.
Zach Galifianakis, Maggie Q, Ellen Barkin, Odette Annabelle, Rob Corddry, Ving Rhames, Adam Scott, Jeffrey Tambor, and Tim Bagley, Michael Hitchcock. Wonderful. Like, it's just a wonderful little fucking strange movie about basically... The idea is that somewhere deep down in a secret base, it's basically like the all the super spies, like the head of all the super spies, have agreed that there will always be people who disagree with each other. So they have the exact same number of people on each team, the for and against. The ones who want to kill will basically be all the bad guys and all the good guys or whatever, equal parts all the way down. And it's just such a charming, weird fucking movie with a great fucking ending. And
the cast is wonderful.
Yeah, the cast is wonderful. Operation Endgame, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And Galifianakis is great. Oh, Bob Odenkirk's in it too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Similar genre-esque, I guess, but where the Killing Gunther is a mockumentary, and it's much more silly than and Operation Endgame has a hint of seriousness to it that doesn't.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
But yeah, just to watch Earthquake Love, man. Earthquake Love.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna put that up as a ringtone. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's wonderful. Anything else we missed?
Who cares?
Okay, excellent. Well, that's the end of our show. Then, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Content Pending, episode 6 of Content Pending the show. If you like this show, you want to know more about it, you can go to contentpending.com. It's contentpending.com. You can go to Content Pending the Show on Facebook. We're at Content Pending or at Content Pending the Show on Twitter. I'll merge those eventually as well. Trying to figure out the best way to do that with Twitter because Twitter's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Instagram, we're contentpending.com. It's DOTCOM, all spelled out, one word. You can find us any of those places. You can find this show on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher or any place you can get podcasts. If you have a podcast app on your phone, just look for Content Pending and you will find it because that's it. That's us. 802-359-SHOT, 802-359-7468 is a phone number you can call or text. You can leave a message for us and we will respond. Probably need to get more people to do that. So if you're listening to this, if you actually made it to this part of the episode, just tell a friend to just like randomly call us with a stupid question. It doesn't even have to be related to what you've heard so far. It literally can be anything.
Yeah.
But we would like to engage you on any of the topics we talked about tonight or any other show. Anything that you're on your head that could mean some kind of... it doesn't have to be conflict. but it could be something different than we've had before. That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Or if you want to type it out, questions at contentpending.com is also a thing.
Yeah. YouTube's.
Yeah, youtube.com/ well, is it going to Content Pending or is it still Drunk Guys Live?
No, it's Content Pending.
Okay. YouTube.com/ Content Pending, all one word. Go check that out. We're gonna start. I did do principal photography. I can call it that, right?
That's right.
Principal photography for what I'm currently tentatively calling
Barkinder. Which I love that concept.
I thank you for that. Where I'm going to be I'm reading through a Playboy book from the 70s with a bunch of recipes of old and new cocktails, or new as of the 70s. And I don't really know how to. I'm not a mixologist in any way, you know. Like it's not even sexually transmitted. Like there's nothing I could really do about that. So I'm going to try to Julia Child my way, or whatever that girl did to Julia Child my way through that book, and I think it should be fun. You know,
to unravel that, but
right. It works.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, no,
storm.
Saw the proof of concept video.
Yep.
Saw it. Looks great. It's gonna be fun.
I appreciate that. And hopefully, and maybe I'll even put that up too.
No, what's the?
Okay, wait for the better stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, people like a underdog, you know, like the.
Well, there are a few too jigger references that might need to be.
That's never going to stop because I have to use. I mean, like, because I don't know what I'm doing, I have to use jiggers. You know, I have to. Like, I have to make sure I'm accurate. So, please look up that word so you know we're not trying to be inappropriate.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a bar utensil.
Yeah.
Brought to you by barproducts.com.
Well, hopefully get that out too, and then maybe some concepts about how we can work that into Patreon and get some people to give us some money in order to make more content like that because we have a lot of great ideas. Just need a little bit more time. But anyway, Dylan, thanks for helping me run the show.
Of course.
I'm Travis, and I love you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
I can imagine you being a pointillist.